Hi, I'm here with Tyler, and Tyler is a tarot card reader here in New Orleans. We're sitting here in Jackson Square. So Tyler, thank you for joining us, and you did my reading last night. It was wonderful.
That was really
tell us a
good.
little bit about yourself. I think you told me you're from New Orleans, right?
Yes, my name is Tyler, and I am from New Orleans. I was born and raised here. So this is, a city I'm very familiar with, and I've seen it grow and change as I've grown up. And it's definitely probably the only place I can do this.
Yeah. Where did you grow up in New Orleans?
I've moved around, with my family has rented since we've lived here. My mom still rents now. So with renting in New Orleans, it's definitely something that you don't really have, aren't grounded in. You kind of progress and get to experience different neighborhoods and, get familiar with different parts of the city.
How did you become involved with tarot card reading? Tell us about that.
I feel like in a more logical way, it's something that I just had an interest in that I had the opportunity to pursue because of where I'm from and where I live in New Orleans. But I guess it may have a greater spiritual significance with, being the city of witchcraft and voodoo and Marie Laveau and definitely, it's an outlet for me spiritually, and it's something that, I have a unique opportunity to really do because of, the city I'm in.
And how long have you been doing it?
I've been doing this about 3 years, reading tarot cards.
And when people come and ask you for a reading, what sorts of questions do they ask you?
Generally, everybody wants to know when they're getting married or about their love life, so that's probably the most common question.
Yeah.
But generally, I don't like to approach it with a specific question or thought or topic. It's just whatever comes up, you were meant to see.
And how many people a day, let's say before the coronavirus pandemic, how many people a day would ask you for a reading here?
From, in the spring, probably when it started, from March to July, I would say the average could be about 10 to 8 to 15. 8 to 15.
And how many do you get now per day, would you say?
I would say the average is about 5, 6 or 7. 5 or 6.
And the people that come now, are they worried about what's going on in the country, or are they concerned about everything going on? What are some of the things that they share with you, your clients?
I don't find too often that people have certain concerns or questions about the uncertainty of the world with the pandemic and stuff, but I find I always have to mention, or at least, acknowledge that certain things that come up with tarot are because of how we're all being affected by the pandemic.
And what is it like living here in New Orleans right now during this really difficult time for everyone? As somebody who's from
It's really surreal. I never thought that I would be in this situation, but we're making it somehow.
Yeah, the party never stops, as we can hear on the other side of the park, right?
Yeah, it stops at 10. It's supposed to stop at 10, but it won't.
That's another story, right?
Yeah.
So what types of people come to you for tarot readings? I told you this last night, we're part of the largest LGBT newspaper, the oldest LGBT newspaper in the country. So do you get people from the LGBT community? Do you get people from, just talk about who your clients are who come here?
Well, I have to ask everybody where they're from, and I would have to say women from Texas and women from North Carolina probably is the most common. But I've read kids and people of all backgrounds, and it's something that is really interesting. But Texas and North Carolina women from there are definitely, they have the most, they're just the most brave.
I think there was some from Texas here last night before we came. They were having a great time with you.
I think so.
She sounded like she was from Texas. Looked like her from Texas too.
Yeah, I think she probably was. It's very likely.
And talk about the LGBT community here in New Orleans, if you could. Is it a community you're familiar with? Do you know it? So talk about that if you could.
I feel that there, definitely are more opportunities to like celebrate and express certain aspects of LGBT culture. So I feel that, maybe there is pride in most major cities, but in New Orleans, I feel, with the Easter parade and Mardi Gras and, definitely a lot of other things. I feel like you have an opportunity to really identify that there are other people like you.
Yeah, and you can feel comfortable being here, who you are, basically.
Yeah, most of the time.
And then finally, once New Orleans gets through this, what should folks expect when they come back? Any words of wisdom for folks who want to come back to New Orleans once this is all passed?
I would say maybe still wear a mask just to be safe.
Yeah.
Because maybe there's a lot of people that have been waiting or have been really trying to get here, but they couldn't this year or this summer or this spring.
So you'll be here. Waiting.
I'll be here.
You'll be here waiting.
I'll be here waiting.
Sharing your words of wisdom.
I'll be here waiting, sharing, and definitely, I'll be looking like this.
Well, we'll have to come back and visit you. And,
definitely.
Thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you.
We had so much fun with you last night. So
That's good. That's good.
Fantastic.